Our group decided to do a skit on telehealth and how nurses can use it to promote equitable health for all. Overall themes in the literature show that telehealth is great for chronic conditions and non-emergent consultations, but are less effective in acute situations that require direct intervention. Overall, though, telehealth improves outcomes for patients in all situations. Implementing telehealth into nursing practice is something to think about, as it may be a future health promotion tool to provide help to those who have limited access to healthcare or who require further monitoring. We want to emphasize the advancement in accessibility of healthcare for all within our presentation, and how this in turn employs elements of social justice. Currently underserved populations, such as Indigenous and rural communities, can and have benefited massively from the implementation of telehealth services. Telehealth allows health problems to be identified earlier on and treatment to be applied more quickly and with more information, leading to drastically improved health outcomes for patients. The following skits will demonstrate the benefits and disadvantages of telehealth in clinical practice.
Hello, my name is Adam. I'm a registered nurse calling from London Health Sciences Centre. I was hoping to clarify a few questions regarding a patient. I have a patient here with a spinal condition that I've never seen before. I know that you're a specialist in this field. Do you mind if I send over their file for you to provide medical suggestions to properly care for the patient?
Absolutely. I will look over the file and get back to you on it. I will send it back as soon as possible.
Great. I really appreciate your professional input. This will be extremely beneficial for providing my patient's care.
As you can see from the scenario you just watched, telehealth allows patients to receive care from the best clinician possible, even if that person isn't employed at the hospital the patient is at. Telehealth fosters interprofessional collaboration and allows the spreading of knowledge and ideas to improve access to healthcare for all.
So I'd like to monitor your condition for a few weeks so that we can nail down what has been going on with your sleep pattern.
Oh, what will that involve?
Typically, we would have to keep you in the hospital for a few weeks to monitor you, but with this new telehealth technology that has been introduced, we can now just place a sensor in your home. It will monitor your sleep and allow us to make a diagnosis. Our program can even sync up with your Fitbit if you have one.
Wow, that would really be a help. I live far north and staying in the hospital overnight in the city would require me to stay away from my kids.
Hi Monica, just checking in to let you know that we have reviewed your results from the sensors in your home and we have made a diagnosis. You have sleep apnea.
Really? It was that easy to have a diagnosis? Should have done this ages ago.
As you can see, one advantage of telehealth is the ability to monitor patients from the comfort of their home. This patient was initially concerned that she would not be able to be at home with her children. At-home monitoring allowed the nurse to watch over the patient without disrupting their everyday life. This can also be applied to rural communities as a means to provide health monitoring systems normally only available in hospitals. Additionally, this is a means of providing resources without a financial strain, as it can cost a lot of money to travel from a rural community to get to hospitals in urban areas.
Hello?
Hello, this is your registered nurse Ashley calling. The telehealth monitor you are connected to shows me that your blood pressure has really increased recently.
What? Really? I hadn't noticed.
What are you doing right now?
I'm just watching a scary movie right now.
Alright. Watching scary movies can raise your blood pressure. I'll check in later.
Hello?
Hello Greg, I'm just checking in again. Your blood pressure is still high. Has the movie ended?
Huh?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Can you tell me your name, where you are, and what day it is?
Greg, I'm here, October?
Are you in pain? You sound like you're having a little trouble communicating.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you try taking one of those painkillers I prescribed? I think that might help settle your blood pressure.
Okay, thanks.
One disadvantage of telehealth is that it can be hard to form a good therapeutic relationship over the phone, making it difficult to gather objective data that is vital to the assessment of a patient. By taking one look at a patient, most medical professionals would recognize that Greg is having a stroke through signs such as facial drooping. However, if the patient does not have an internet connection or is on dial-up service, voice cues through the phone are all the nurse has to go on. As well, telehealth can put the patient in a scary position if an emergency does take place, meaning there are no medical professionals in the vicinity who can give immediate care such as CPR. In this situation, the stroke could have been identified sooner had the nurse been able to interact more with the patient.
By watching both of the skits which we prepared, we hope that you all understood some of the benefits and deficits about telehealth. If you want to learn more about telehealth, or if you want to use telehealth as a service for yourself, we encourage you to visit www.health.gov.on.ca. The website outlines different health services and information such as hospital wait times, where to find a doctor, and general information about health insurance. With an increasingly online, urban-centered world, it is important to remember that not all people have the same access to healthcare. Telehealth is also an important facilitator for social justice, as it allows communities that would normally be underserved, for example remote or indigenous communities, to better access to healthcare. These communities that would normally have to travel hours for care or forgo it completely can now be served remotely. However, telehealth technology needs to continually be updated to achieve the best possible outcomes for the patients it serves. We're going to leave you off with a thought today. Our entire presentation today wasn't actually in person. It was on a screen. So theoretically, we could have given this presentation wherever we wanted in the entire world, without having to actually travel there to do so. And that's the major concept of telehealth, providing information via technology to places far and wide.